Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know, I'm early on it this time. I'm proud of myself too. We got a brand new Mythic banner prediction coming up here. I'm also going to talk a little bit at the end of the video who I think might the Mythic Hero beeth on the banner. But let's be honest, there's really no chance, there's no way to actually know. But we are going to go over some information that was definitive in terms of past banner experience, who was there, things like that. And before we get into it, I just want to point something out. Last year, Bramimond showed up on this banner. So Bramimond is officially 1 year old. 2 years ago, Yoon showed up on this banner. So now, Yoon is officially 2 years old. Who was there beforehand? Robin. Robin was on the March banner. 2018? Was it 2018? I think it was 2018. Ancient. I feel ancient because Legendary Robin is 3 years old this month. Absolutely insane. So if you have been playing as long as I have, feel free to also feel super old along with me, right? This is who we have returning for sure. We have Erica, we have Marth, we have Reagan. We've also got Lucina, solo blue, by the way. We'll soon figure out why there isn't going to be a blue Mythic Hero this month, but we'll get to that. And then we've also got Edelgard and Freya in the green, and then Corrin and Bramimond down below. So Bramimond's actually here for his anniversary. Isn't that fun? I think that's exciting. I also appreciate the fact that Lucina showed up on the month that we had Inigo and Severa get in, which is, you know, that's fun. Although Inigo was also already in the game, he's just in perma-alt purgatory at this point. Poor Inigo. Anyway, I just think it's nice. That's all. I like the continuity of it. And again, like I said earlier about A Hero Rises, which is coming up in just a couple days, that banner, it didn't matter who won between Freya and Corrin because they were both going to be on this banner anyway. So everybody wins, I guess. Although you can spark on the Hero Rises banner, so I guess depending on your level of desperateness, this may or may not have worked out for you as you had hoped, but it is what it is. So that's who we've got coming back for sure this month. Red is full stock. Blue just has the one, but there's, again, we'll talk about why. There's a reason for that. And then green and colorless both have two, so equal opportunity. That said, pretty confident that the hero is going to be colorless. Could also be green. Don't think it's going to be blue, and it's definitely not red. Duh. So, as far as heroes that are coming back or due to be upcoming, this is who we have. And you'll notice that blue is crazy overstocked, right? So, we don't even get into the banner that is represented in red, for example, right? So, there's no Aranus on this, on this chart because she doesn't fit. They are so backlogged on blue reps that it's insane. Now there is a possible chance that Dusel and Selena, they both show up on one of the skills banner this month. Which, by the way, if you didn't notice, we just got our first of 3 skills banners from the calendar today. And it turns out they just reused the one from October 2019. And they just swapped out Hilda and put in Fallen Leon instead. That was it. Which they've not done on banners for skills banners prior. They've never reused prior skill banners heroes in the newer ones. They've always put different ones in. But this time I think they reused, who was it? Adrift, Male Corrin, and then Fallen Merida, which they were both on the October 2019 lull banner, or null banner, sorry, not lull, null. So I guess that's on the table now too. I don't know. things are changing at IS headquarters, it seems. But this is who we have, right? So, red we're not really worried about, but they are on the board, right? Azel, Anon. Blue, still waiting on Guinevere. Don't know what's happening with her. And then we've got everybody. Everybody's in blue. They're just not here yet. And we've got possible Shamir coming back. Asbel is also there. And then our our still solo staff lady in Colorless down here. She is literally the only option that you've got. Sarah's just here chilling. I don't know. And it's not going to get any better, honestly, because the newest New Heroes banner had Linhardt as a colorless 4-star healer. So he won't be on the banner either. So I don't really know what they're doing with colorless. It's also worth noting that in the past two legendary / mythic banners for March, so 2019 on, this is where they've started to put Brave Heroes. So you could be seeing Brave Claude within the next, maybe even this banner. I don't know. If it's not colorless, it might be Brave Claude this time around. But you'll probably see him pop up in the next 1 to 3 months. Just be aware of that, I guess, if that's exciting for you. But, you know, by that point, we are also kind of getting into Hero Fest Brave Hero banners in August. So, I mean, that's probably a better option for you. Not to mention, I don't think a lot of people realize this, but we didn't have Paralog this time for Brave Heroes. It was just a normal story chapter that we had. So, that means there was a Forging Bonds with it. And so the Brave Houses banner, which was Choose Your Legends 4, actually has a Forging Bonds revival as a possibility. And I say possibility, but in reality, that's what's going to happen. Like, people are going to vote for that Forging Bonds revival. So, again, I will defend my statement in saying that Brave Edelgard should not have been in a Hero Rises. Certainly not the banner, because she's going to have so many opportunities to even spark on under normal circumstances. And so this just kind of, I feel like it evens the playing field a little bit for those rarer unit types. So those guys will be back at some point too, but they're probably going to start working their way into the upcoming Mythic Legendary banners over the next couple months. So just be aware of that. They might not, but the odds of it, IS breaking year-long traditions at this point, I mean, it could happen. But I wouldn't bet on it. I guess that's what I want to say. I would not bet on it. But we're looking sparse other than blue, basically. That's the whole point of this upcoming. And then a little extra bonus for you all out there, if you were interested in knowing what lies beyond the upcoming chart, and some little past references here. So that leaves a very slim number of opportunities. Shamir, of course, was also on the Hero Fest from February. So there is a possibility that she just gets passed, right? She just gets skipped on. She's not on the Mythic Legendary banners because she's been repped other places, and so that just means Asbel is also kind of here hanging out. Because then we had Lex, right, who was a 4-star. And then now, currently, we have Guiteau, who is a 5-star. But that banner is, is a little too fresh. A little too fresh to put on this upcoming. So I'm not too worried about him yet. But Green and Cutlass, man, they're looking really slim. There's not a lot of options left for those guys, unfortunately. Which I think, looking at the upcoming, it's it's not going to get too desperate until I think May. So I guess we'll see what happens come colorless green in May, but there's only one option there presently for legendaries and mythics. Anyway, all that said, let's take a look at the main chart, the prediction. And you'll notice I don't have a mythic predicted here, but we are going to talk about a handful of options that might be very appealing to IS to put into the game, and maybe appealing for you as well to pull on. So red is obviously locked. There's no additions there. Blue, I'm thinking Selena, Guinevere to join Lucina, because that would really bump up that blue pool. Dusel would be great, but I think he's going to be on the next skills banner, to be honest. Selena might have been on a rally banner, but there's so much additional potential there for her that I think, frankly, she'd be wasted on a banner just for rally skills. I assume if they were going to put her on a skills banner, it would be for something else that she has to fodder. So I think instead they're probably going to put her on a big old mythic banner here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Guinevere is almost a lock at this point, to be honest. So that third spot, that one's just kind of up in the air at the moment. And additionally, before I move on, I just want to point out, I don't know if I'd pull on red this time around, y'all. Erica's likely to come back in the remix, like within the next year, maybe. Martha's still good, but he's also pretty old and likely to be up for a remix at some point in the near to late near future. And then there's Regan, who we already got for free. But if you want additional Regan, definitely a time to pull. If not, I just don't see red being all that useful. Blue is pretty solid outside of Legendary Lucina, who is still really, really good. She is still really good. It's just, you know, Crom is also in existence, who can do similar things, who you may want to save for instead. But if you're a Lucina fan, obviously, blue is very, 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 very good if this does end up being the actual thing. I put Shamir down here just because I don't think they're going to rerun Asbel yet, but if they do, just pop him in place. And then green looks pretty good no matter what, honestly. You know, they could bring Annette back again for a second time for no reason. And green would probably still be worth pulling on. Man, I have no idea why they put Annette on there. That was so bizarre. They just wanted a green Three Houses character, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Colorless is the real question mark here, right? So you got Bramimond. You've got Corrin. Very interesting playstyles, very interesting units. One mythic, one legendary. I think we're probably getting a colorless unit of some kind, probably a dragon or a tome. There aren't many options for bows left, let's be honest, and I don't really know any mythic healers who would qualify. So that's pretty much where we're at, I think. Colorless, tome, and dragon are pretty much going to dominate the mythic pool whenever that color pops up. So I guess we'll just see, yeah? So first up, let's talk about the obvious in the room, Athos. Another one of the legendary 8 who was alongside our boy Bramimond here. It would be kind of nice to see him pop up again, I'm not going to lie, especially with Bramimond here. But it's possible he shows up. It's also possible he doesn't. But like I said, probably a colorless tome if nothing else. Sohn. You know who Sohn is? Probably not. He doesn't get a whole lot of attention. So a long, long time ago in Tellius, there were 3 heroes of Ashera. One of them was Altina. You probably know her pretty well by now. Another was Deginsia. You may know him as the dragon guy who was on the Halloween banner most recently. And then there's Sohn, who is this Lion King guy. That is Sohn. He actually has an ancestor in the Tellius games, but he's a hidden character, and so you don't really know about him unless you go out seeking for him. So I think Sohn is kind of more of the, let's say, lesser known hero of 3 of Ashera. And it's interesting because while he is the leader of Gallia, he goes on to do Gallia things, right? He could be a colorless beast unit. And I honestly think he's one of the very few beast units, right? We're not classifying dragons in that category, but One of the few mythic beast options that we might have is actually Sown. And coincidentally, there just so happens to be a ruler of Gallia who is a colorless beast unit. Coincidence? I don't know. Probably. But maybe not. And so Sown might be a good option for us to look at some point as well. Gonna hop over to the left here just a little bit. Who's this so-and-so? Anankos. That's who it is. Another mythic option, honestly. Colorless Dragon. Here we go. It's not uncommon for Colorless Dragon antagonists to get into FEH as Mythic Heroes, as we have seen in the past with Luma. So he might pop up, and he looks very similar to the pagan statue god guy in the Three Houses basement. Or the underground, whatever you want to call whatever's underneath Garrick Mach. He also kind of looks like the Summoner, which is super weird. I never really understood this design choice, but they've fashioned a lot of things in similar scope with Anankos, which is weird. But yeah, we haven't actually had him in here yet. We've had maybe units who are connected, I'll say, without getting into spoiler territory. So I mean, there is possibility, and there's been a lot of hinting at Anankos in past events as well. So I'm genuinely kind of surprised that we haven't seen him yet. So there is that. What else? Grima. Stage is set, man. We have Awakening Bunnies, right? Legendary Lucina's coming back. This guy. And I also think it would be interesting on the 3rd anniversary of Legendary Robin, who kind of is Grima, that we actually get a Colorless Dragon Grima to kind of go alongside that, right? That might be interesting. They could try and retcon their mistake of making a mythic character a legendary hero back before Mythic Heroes existed, and just make Grima a true Grima, right? We've had illusions of Fallen Robin, and then Legendary Robin, and then even kind of Halloween Robin. I don't know. They're all kind of Grimas, but they're not named Grima. So maybe actually make a Grima, make it mythic, make it colorless, and then life is good again. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Another option, Medea's main antagonist of Shadow Dragon. You may remember that game. Additionally, member of the Earth Dragon tribe. Who else came from the Earth Dragon tribe? I wonder. So, for him to be colorless, I mean, it would fit in scope, right? It is possible. Major antagonist, like I said, just like the last two that I mentioned, major antagonist, dragony thingy, and that's what you get. And finally, Guiteau. We're coming full circle now. We're going back to Colorless Tome Mage. Mainly because he fits so well on this spot, and I didn't want to lose him. So, Guiteau. Guiteau is an option. Just like Athos, it's possible. He kind of is an Athos-like figure, honestly. He kind of helps guide the hero, whether it be Marth or Eliwood. And then you just kind of get that Colorless Tome God Mage thingy vibe from him. That's a thing. That's a good descriptor. So, you know, Guiteau could happen too. Starlight Tome. I very much would like to see a colorless Starlight Tome in the game. That would be sick. I don't know what it would do, but it would be exciting, and I would be happy about it. I'm just saying. Maybe weapons in FEH video that I want. Weapons that I want in FEH video in the future. There you go. That's how that should have been pronounced. But that's it. That's kind of who I'm at. Those are the 6 that I'm looking at. Honestly, I really want Sown. And I know people are like, oh, Tilius. But colorless mythic beast unit would be sick. You have to admit that. That would be pretty cool. I don't really even use or like beast units that often. But that would be pretty sweet. So I think that's pretty much where I'm at. If I had to pick one of these 6 to be the most likely option, probably Grima, probably Anankos. I don't think we're diving into deeper old school territory as of right now. But that is it. That is the video. That's what I came here to do, to tell you, to talk to you about, and I've done it successfully. Excellent. You should subscribe and come back for more, because there's a lot of other stuff coming up. I actually just finished my content schedule for the next 20 to 25 days, and there's a lot of things coming up. What to expect Fate channel. There's going to be a Hero Rises banner summon stuff. We have a whole mess of stuff with Fallen Heroes predictions. All kinds of things. All kinds of things are coming over the next week to 2 weeks. So lots of videos to come your way soonish. Probably every other day or so. Exciting. So subscribe. Come back for more. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, hitting the ring, bell thing, all of the YouTube-y things. But that is it for now. Thank you again, and until then, I will catch you next time.